gisting, and she just said that that's how he hit me. You know, like you said, what? He did what?
All right. Welcome to another episode of SchoolTalk Cafe. As you know, my name is Sele.
And I'm Adia.
I know there's something you want to say. I know you are really itchy.
There's no peanut on this table. He refused to give me peanut this time around.
The peanuts missing on the table, for those who are wondering, because I'm sure maybe you noticed there were peanuts the last time. It caused a lot of distractions.
It did not.
Somebody kept on eating peanuts and forgot to make points that they should make. I don't know how they used to granite and do somebody like. Well, anyway, that's another story for another day. There were more points you could have made that you did not make. Yeah. But anyway, I trust our people that are commenting in the comment section on the last episode. Yeah. So
Instagram.
Yes. Please
comment. Reading your comments.
Now, this episode we're going to be looking at one topic that
very dear to my heart.
I'm passionate about for many reasons, but Adeayo.
Yes.
Bullying. Yes, you heard. Bullying. In our secondary schools, in our primary schools. I think it's more prevalent in the secondary schools. But it's happening in primary schools too. Yes, it is. But I think it's more prevalent because in the secondary schools, I think the children are more self-aware, and somebody just wakes up and realizes, hey, I can do and I can undo, and so, hey, I'm going to use my power as I feel. Let's just do this. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. Bullying. How does bullying even start? What's the thought process behind bullying? Why would one child look at another child and believe I can do or treat this child how I like just because I can? What gives energy to that kind of thought?
I'm not sure whether to answer as a trauma-informed coach or not.
You need to. You are a certified trauma-informed coach, and bullying brings trauma. We all know that.
Oh, yes.
So, you are the right person for today's discussion.
Well, there are different angles to why somebody wakes up in the morning and feels it's okay to bully somebody else. The person may actually also be having their own personal issues, and the trauma response is to lash out. Some people have self-esteem issues, and the only time they feel happy and in control is when they are able to oppress other people. And
Stop right there. So we're saying that a child, primary school, secondary school, at that age already starts having low self-esteem issues and feels the need to oppress somebody else to feel good.
Yes.
That's a dangerous thing.
Very dangerous.
Because you don't come out of that kind of thing except you do it consciously.
Yes.
And nobody is addressing it. I think at least the parents of the child who is the bully are definitely not addressing it. If not, there would have been a change.
Yes. Because it's possible that the child has a role model.
Role model in bullying.
Yes.
I beg explanation.
Yes, it's possible that daddy bullies mommy, daddy bullies children, and daddy shows off, gives off a certain level of satisfaction and control after he has bullied. And the child sees it and goes, oh, I like my daddy. I like the way my daddy feels or looks when he has been satisfied. And the child just goes, okay.
Yeah. So
these are real expressions. But the daughter sees the mother being bullied and feels that is a normal response. It's okay for me to be bullied as a girl because I see mommy being bullied and mommy doesn't resist. So that's the pattern I see, and so it's okay.
Okay, no. Now that is for the girl who is being bullied.
Yes.
But does that make her become a bully? Is there a chance that she can actually be a bully?
Yes. She also can say, lie. Nobody's going to treat me like they treated my mom. Instead, I'm the one going to be the one in.
I'll take the fight to them.
Yes.
Before they bring it to me. I'm hitting right back.
Giving it back to you. So you have a dysfunctional child simply because there has been a dysfunctional home.
So, just listening to her is telling me something that when you see a child being bullied at school, or who is doing the bullying, who is a bully, it could be a strong pointer to domestic violence taking place at the home. Quick rating on a scale of 1 to 10. How many times is bullying traceable to the home front? I know it's a tricky question.
It's a tricky question. I can say 6 out of 10 to be on the safe side.
Oh, that's even being on the safe side.
Yes, because I remember, and I'll give you 2 different examples. I remember a case of my first daughter when we were in Abuja. We knew for a fact that the mother of this boy was a victim of domestic violence.
Of which boy? There was a boy bullying your daughter.
There was a boy that was bullying his past.
Okay, wait. This is SchoolTalk Cafe, where we talk about the issues going on in schools. And this one is close to home because it happened to you.
Very close to home.
Tell me about it. I want to hear this.
Okay, so we were at that time, but before that time we lived in a certain premises, the school premises. And so there have been days I have heard the mother, the particular woman who's a teacher in that school, screaming in her room, but nobody will go and interfere. It's domestic issue, nobody goes to. And then the lady comes to school, you see her wearing dark shades, her eyes are black, and she's black and all that. And then after a while, we moved out of the premises into another place. And I remember my first always coming home and say that this particular boy in class would always bully the girls and all that. And then when she tries to talk, he will shut her down. And I'm like, no. Number one, don't get involved in arguments with anybody, and don't let anybody shut you down either. Keep your respect, keep your distance. And then that day, she had come home, and I had come back from work, and I said, "What happened to your eye?" And she said, "Oh, nothing." She hit her eye. Like,
so she tried to protect her bully.
Yeah, but she knows her mother. And I'm like, "You hit your eye." And I said, "What kind of play were you playing?" But then I wasn't comfortable. I let it go. 2 days later, she just somehow said it as we were gisting.
So gisting is important.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of things pop up.
Oh, yes.
So make conversation with your children. You see why it's important?
Yes, I don't joke.
Sorry.
She started gisting, and she just said it. That's how he hit me. Like, you said, what? He did what? So I left the house because it was way past school. School was over. I left her.
But you know where she stays now?
Yes, but it wasn't a mother to mother. It was a school issue. So I wasn't going to go after school.
But you knew the source now.
Nah, it was a school matter. So I went.
Why do I think you did so? Anyway, you tell your story.
So I went to a friend who had a son who he and Nife was like a big brother to Nife.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
You didn't do what I did.
Oh, I did it.
Anyway, tell them what you did.
Yeah, I would. There are people alive who are evidences of it, who are testifiers of this. And I told him, I said, your sister was hit in school. And he was like, what? And I said, tomorrow morning,
I need you to do a job. So you hired?
I hired. So the next
so
day,
to speak.
oh yes. So the next day, I took the boy, Nife, and I went to school. And I went straight to the mother's class first, and I told her, you guys know I hate certain things. Bullying is one I don't tolerate at any level whatsoever. We've spoken about this about your son. I don't care what happens in your house. You see, school is different things. So, as I finished talking to the mother, I told the mother, I said, that's the ball.
So you first went to go and notify the mother.
Yes, but I'm here.
That it's about to go down.
Yes, so I'm here.
So what did the mother do at that point?
obviously she was confused. So she got up, but the boy had taken her, already gone straight to the bed and said, "You hit my sister," and slapped him. Now, on hindsight, I get a lot better.
Thank God. Thank God you know that you are right. So please, at home, do not hire. Do not hire anybody.
Don't hire anybody. Don't carry.
You go and start beating.
No, don't do that.
She was just emotionally imbalanced at that time. Please.
So don't do this at home.
Okay, so for balance now, with hindsight, what would you have?
Hindsight, I'm still not sure exactly what 100%. Yes, hindsight. Because I hate domestic violence. It's a trigger in my head.
But you said you just did one now.
So that's the thing. So on hindsight, I think what I would have done was to not call the meeting in school and call the boy and call the mother, call the principal, and then sit them down.
Well, anyway, you were not a certified expert at that time.
I was just a mother.
You're just a mother.
I was a mother and I was just mother. Yes, and so of course the whole school went in uproar and became quite messy. And then we now had to sit down again and have that conversation.
So that conversation you should have
had in the beginning. I eventually had it. But you see, that was the last time anybody in that school raised their hands on another person. It didn't matter how heated the argument was. It didn't matter what was happening. No boy thought about it. Because an example had been set that you don't hit a girl. You don't, and then girls, you don't also run your mouth. So it's a balance that needs to be. I grew up in a quite violent environment, and so my default response was not even bullying in that regard. My default response was to withdraw. So if I sense violence in any way, I pull back very quickly, because I also saw that the women who were being hit didn't do anything. They couldn't have done anything. There was nothing. I just pulled back. But then I also got to a point in my life where I also knew in the back of my head that if I was in a situation where anybody tried to be violent, I was going to have to push back. So when you see a bully in school, it's either there's some level of domestic violence somewhere, or the person just picked it up. Or I can't say a child is naturally narcissistic. I don't want to be that a child wakes up one morning and just is, for no just reason, without seeing any example, without seeing anything, that he just wants to be a bully. There's self-esteem issues, there are domestic violence issues, and so whether it's at home, whether it's in school, those things need to be dealt with critically.
I think there are other contributing environmental factors. Should I even call them environmental? But there are factors anyway, nonetheless. TV, media, movies, even in our own time, we were watching cartoons. And you know, somebody pointed something out to me that some of the poems we were reciting as children were actually promoting violence. True. And he pointed one to me. So these are things we need to look at. Goosey, goosey, gander, when shall I wander? Upstairs and downstairs in my lady's chamber. Then I met an old man who couldn't say his prayers. I took him by the left hand and threw him down the stairs. Down the stairs, an old man. A child sings that over and over and over. It's just somewhere in your subconscious. I'm sure it's the first time for you, Abby.
Old man walking.
So the stairs went crack. The old man broke his back, and then all the little dogs said quack, quack, quack.
What on earth is a child?
But we learnt it, you know it, I know it. A lot of people in our age bracket know it, and we were reciting it and saying, some were even singing it in assembly and dancing to it, and we were, you know, soaking it in. And then we now wake up and wonder, where did this thing come from? So you see, we've ingested, really, we've ingested a lot of these things. I mean, it was very harmless, Abby, at that time. Now your mind is opening. Serious programming.
Even Jerry was violent.
So now you see where we picked all these things from. And then we just wake up.
And the parents are calm at home.
That's why I let you first tell us okay, and I said rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. So could it be that your conservative 6 estimate, the remaining 4 is all these things we see every day, and we don't even take cognizance of the fact. Now, those days we were even saying that the cartoons and TV programming was harmless. Now it's even outrageous, and yet our parents are not saying anything about it. And then you wake up wondering, why is this child so this? Why is this so that? Where is all this negativity? We train this child, in our mosque, in our church, in our this, in our that. We train this child to believe, and yet, so they're watching wrestling, WWE, again. Royal Rumble. They have different flavors. They have different flavors of the thing. So with all these things going on, are we now genuinely surprised that we now have children exhibiting such behavior, both male and female? Do you know, at a point, I used to think it was just guys who used to do the bullying. No. And then as time went on, especially when I became a parent, I started seeing, girls who are bullies.
We bully.
I mean, I'm talking physical now. The verbal bullying is girls that own it. You can't even take that seriously. You can't take it away from them.
Some guys
verbally.
Yes, some guys.
Some, those are the exception. It's a girl-dominated territory. Verbal bullying, oh man. Before the guy can even, I think at times those boys feel so helpless that they just use it, because when the girl gives it to you, like 250 rounds per second on the trigger, then the guy just says, look, I have to do something. I can't match this, but that's not justifying it.
Yes,
bullying is bullying in any form or format that it presents itself. So we've established quite a number of factors that could be responsible for this bullying. So on to the next phase. How do we mitigate against bullying? How do we even notice, or what are the telltale signs that we need to look out for in our children? Because until the day they come and report that your son or your daughter took his pair of shoes and slammed it on a child's head, I'm telling you, things have happened. I've seen where children out of we're playing, and then one child does something that the other does not like, and there's a pencil in that child's hand, and they just lash out with the pencil. And I mean, very, very terrible accidents like that. But maybe that I won't. It's borderline bullying. I won't call that exact bullying like that.
I think that's more like anger issues.
Yeah, but most bullies have short fuse.
Yes, very short. Very
short fuse. So. What are the telltale signs? Because if it's two ways. If your child gets bullied, it's pain for you. If they come back and say your child is a bully, it's still pain for you. Especially if, for instance, you know that there's domestic violence going on in your house. You can see that this is the direct result of what you and your spouse are doing. This is the product that you have. I mean, I don't think any reasonable parent will be happy seeing that this is what we turned our own child into. So either way, it's pain. So are there any telltale signs? And please, we're also throwing this out to people to say, what's your experience? How do you think this can be dealt with? How can we mitigate against bullying, in the school space? But we know it starts from the home. It starts from the home. So how do we mitigate against this?
I think parents need to pay attention to their kids, and I know it's difficult because society makes it almost impossible for parents to spend time
with the children, quality time.
Yes, able to notice all these things, but if we spend time, and it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. You may spend 2 hours with them. You can pick up stuff if you are paying attention to the conversations between siblings. if you have a sibling who derives a certain level of joy in seeing the other person frustrated, begin to watch out for and begin to correct immediately.
Or a child who wants to always have his way.
Yes, those are things.
No matter what, whether my sibling or my parents are comfortable about it, I don't care. I want what I want, when I want it, how I want it. Those are characteristics of a bully.
Yes, that you need to. Don't just say, "I'm modern." No, there's nothing like just a child. It starts from childhood, and so when you see those telltale signs of always wanting to have their way, or having no problem with that person feeling uncomfortable, having no problem with inconveniencing the other person, having no problem being self-centered, having no problem with being, I'm not sure the word to use. A bully doesn't care about the other person. A bully always just wants his way and always wants to feel in control.
His or her way.
His or her
Don't
way.
put it on us now.
So,
his or her way.
Because yes, like, those at my house, for instance, when I hear one particular sibling having a strained tone of voice, saying, "Leave me alone now. Can't you hear it?" And I know that other person needs to be checked. And I'm like, can't you hear your sibling's voice? You've already strained the person.
So, sorry to cut you, but this also informs me of something, that it is almost a natural occurrence that things like this will happen within the home.
Yes.
You just need to be vigilant enough to check it before it escalates to the point where it becomes habitual, and the child just takes it out.
Yes.
And is reinforced and empowered to say, yeah, this is a good way of life too.
I'm seeing you stressed. I'm seeing you, and I don't care. And I'm still hammering on my own.
It must be how I want it.
It will not work. Kids need to learn that. And there was a friend I told the other day. I said, I don't see people around me becoming violent with me, because all I need to do is just hear the tone of the other person's voice. Once I hear that the person's voice is getting strained, it means I am treading on dangerous ground. So stop. A bully doesn't hear that. They are default. Just keep going until they get what they want. Until they just keep going. But parents need to begin to tell you what we call sibling rivalry. Sometimes you need to stop it and put a check to it, because you may actually be breeding bullies, and then you wonder why did the person slap his classmate? Because the person who is being bullied has a threshold, and when the bullied chooses to lash out,
at times it might actually be more devastating than what the bully is doing.
Yes. So I remember a situation in my first, we're in primary school, we're in Jos. Mutual, we're like family friends, same age group, the girls, and the other girl would scratch my first, hit my first, and because I always taught them no fighting, no violence and all that, because I know that there's a temper somewhere, so no violence, no. So my first day, we always just take it in,
rain everything.
Yes, and then, but there was this fateful day. We were going, and I just heard "Time!" and I heard the other child scream out. I turned. What happened? She was trying to scratch me again, but she barely still had
the mark had not healed.
Still on her face.
Till now.
She was scratching me again, and I'm like, oh.
Till now.
So now the mark
from primary school.
Yes, the mark.
This is somebody who's in the university now.
The mark.
Wow.
So she had enough, and she lashed out. So I also knew that we also need to change our approach. Don't rein in till the point you lash out. Start talking. Stop it. I don't like what you're doing. And then enforce your space and set boundaries. If not, the day you want to lash out, the whole heaven will break.
And that's the one people will see.
Oh yes.
They will not see what triggered you.
What your man say? It's me that wants to kill the mosquito.
Then they say, is that not too much? Okay. So, inching closer towards rounding up this session.
Yeah.
Now we've tried to do stuff at home to mitigate raising bullies and all of that. Somehow, maybe we've even gotten past that point,
Already in school.
and we're already in school, and the child is a bully.
It's a bully.
And so one day they come home, and
They say, this child has bullied somebody again. We have been trying to contain it in the school to make sure
that you don't get to hear it and all of that, but well, you've heard it now, and this child is who he or she is. At that point, there's another style or kind of conversation
Yes.
you need to have with that
Yes.
child, and I would say that kind of conversation must also come with consequences.
Oh, yes.
I don't like using the word punishment or this. It's consequence management. Now, why is it consequence management? If you do good, there are consequences. If you do bad, there are consequences. If you start to teach your child consequence, action and consequence, and do consequence management with the child, they grow up asking themselves, what's the consequence of this action I want to take? And so you are raising responsible citizens by that. So, child has been reported as being a bully. Instances have been given, clear evidence. This one is not debate now. They say, oh yeah, all the bullies that are victims of this boy, stand up and have the class. It's up.
So how do you know what's the consequence for that child?
Good. The first thing, like I said, is a conversation. But built into that conversation, the child must realize that at the end of all of this, our talk, there's going to be consequences.
Right.
Now, when those consequences are going to happen, you have a conversation about it too. And you ask, what do you think I should do in this case now? Because you will not go scot-free. You see all those children that you've done this XYZ to, you must realize, and you see, it must be something unpleasant
That humbles the child.
that will not just humble the child, that you see, it must register in the child. If he just does something that is really doesn't pinch him in any way or the other, doesn't make him, no inconvenience, no nothing, then hey, you've not done anything. All you've just done is to fulfill all righteousness, mere formality to say, we went through some kind of consequence. But it must be something that will make the child uncomfortable. Something that when the child remembers, I will have to end up doing this thing again if I behave like this. Oh, I beg. I don't want that experience again. No. I won't bully again. If not for the fact that at least that I will go back and do this. No. I will not. I'm not one to advocate for any form of corporal punishment. There are ways to handle children. In another episode, we'll talk about that in depth. But all I'm saying is the child must be made to realize that there are consequences for bad behavior. Bullying is bad behavior.
Terribly bad behavior.
So, and do you agree that you have done bad? You have all those conversations.
Yes.
Why did you do it? What made they triggered me? It's always about them.
The other person.
The guy or girl always extricates themselves from the. So because I don't want them to come and hold my throat tomorrow. Yeah, guys are majorly the culprits. I don't know about representation.
The picture
we said something that the guys take one side of bullying, which is the physical. The girls take the other side, the verbal. So bullying are bully. Because they both make people feel unhappy and less than themselves and put people down either way, whether physically or emotionally. So and that's one of the messages I want to pass across on SchoolTalk Cafe. Bullying is bullying. Don't justify one for the other.
Don't justify bringing somebody down.
No. Now this bullying still happens in the workplace, even as adults. But that's another story for another day. You have bosses. I mean, there was a time when it was trending, toxic boss. They've not faded though.
No,
they're still there. But we don't want to go there. But you see, those bosses started from somewhere. So for me, let us go to the roots. And if we can, even if we can't eradicate totally, bring it down to let it even be a situation where they will say, bullies are becoming extinct. That will be my joy.
Extinction of bullies.
They say, bullies are an extinct species now. They are very endangered. Better for all of us. So.
But I want people to tell us in the comment section what they think consequences for the bullies.
Yes, share with us. What do you think the consequences should be to those children who are bullies? I mean, it's proven. This is not just a one-off occasion. A serial bully, what should be the consequences?
Yeah.
Both in the school and at home.
Yeah.
Please let us know in the comment section. And so we bring this episode to a close.
We hope you've had a nice time listening and watching us, and we look forward to liking,
sharing, commenting, and following us. Yes, please.
Hopefully I'll have peanuts in
Please.
the next episode.
Well, if you comment in her favor enough, I just might be nice enough to provide peanuts. If not, we just do the drink. Even the drink safe. I'm thinking of removing them because I don't know. But anyway, don't let me go there. If you want to, okay, continue. That's how the groundnut will come back again. Anyway, looking forward to hearing from you in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. And till we see you same time next week on School Talk. Bye for now.
Bye.